There is only one winning strategy. It is to carefully define the target market and direct a superior offering to that target market. Philip Kotler. You have the power to be the boss of your own life. I'm your host, Monica Allen. I'm a wife, mom, entrepreneur, best-selling author, lifelong learner, and your biz bestie. I have a love and passion for all things small business. Growing my own company from $700 to over 7 figures annually, my goal is to bring you inspiration, business-focused topics and tips, encouragement, and a community that helps you launch, grow, and scale your business, whether you are a dreamer, a side hustler, or a seasoned entrepreneur. You are listening to the Become Your Own Boss podcast. If you were a business major, what I'm talking about today will not sound new to you at all, because I guarantee you've heard every single one of these terms in a marketing class. But if you weren't a business major and you found yourself in business, these are terms that you need to know to successfully analyze and market your business. It doesn't mean that you're going to use these terms on a daily basis, but you do need to give it some thought to make sure your marketing is effective. For this episode, you might want some paper to jot down some notes, or you can put them in your phone. I often listen to podcasts when I'm walking or running, so I don't, of course, normally have paper with me, but I will stop for a few minutes and just put some notes in my phone when an idea comes to me or a thought is brought forth through a podcast episode. Welcome to Kickstart Your Business Part 5. I often ask my guests, what problem was your business trying to solve when you started it? This is a very important question because it allows you to answer the things that we're going to talk about today. And the first thing I want to talk about is your target market and demographics, because these are the people you are solving the problem for. Determining your target market and identifying your demographics are closely linked steps in the process of starting and growing a business. But generally, determining your target market comes first. And here's why. Your target market is the broad group of people or businesses you aim to reach with your product or service. It's defined by characteristics like needs, preferences, and problems that your business intends to solve for them. I think of them as like the overarching umbrella above your business. By understanding your target market, you gain insights into the broader landscape of potential customers who might benefit from what you're offering. I've talked about this before, but when Ethan and I started Stuff for Greeks, we were trying to solve the problem of lackluster, low-quality, unexciting Greek paraphernalia in the marketplace. Our target market, of course, were people who were Greek. However, within that target market, there are other segments of the market that we can break them down into. So it could be people who are actively Greek, people who are parents of Greeks, people who want to be Greek. I like to call these like micro target markets. From there, we then want to take each of those groups of people and analyze them. How do we do this? We do this by diving deeper into demographics, the demographics of these people, which are more specific attributes of your target market, such as age, gender, income level, education, and geographic location. Demographics help you to fine-tune your understanding of your target market, enabling you to tailor your marketing strategies, which is super important, and product development to better meet the needs of your potential customer. Now, I know that's a lot of words. However, put simply, if I'm looking at a Greek student, what appeals to them may be very different from a Greek parent. But in this example, let's take the Greek parent from a demographic standpoint. More than likely, if they have kids who are in college, they are working parents. This means they are more likely to have money to spend than some college students. Now, this is a generalization, which may or may not be true, but it does allow us to dive deeper into the demographics of that person or those group of people. They may be college educated and Greek as well. We have found that for those people that are Greek also, and their son or daughter joins the same organization that the parent's a member of, they spend even more money on their kids because they're so excited for them to become a part of the organization. They want to celebrate their kid. And for many of them, there's almost no budget sometimes. I'm sure there is a budget, but they spend more. Now, when it comes to the Greek student, they may be more cost conscious. They may be working on putting together a group order. So they're working with other members of their organization. And even if one person in the group may not be as cost conscious, there's going to be someone in the group that is. So that's going to impact that demographic because honestly, they probably don't even have an income yet. Now, of course, there are working college students, but they probably aren't making a whole lot of money in college. So that's demographics. Another element to understanding that target market or even the micro markets is psychographics. Psychographics is more around how your potential customer thinks. What are their goals? What are their desires? What are their interests? What are their values? What are their lifestyle choices? In the Greek market, we know one thing's for sure. They have an interest in their fraternity and their sorority. They're interested in being a part of a group. That is a lifestyle choice. And in some cases, it's a lifetime commitment. Think about your business. Who is your target market? I want you to take a minute to write this down. Everyone who could benefit from the product or service that you offer, who are they? Put them in a column and write them down. I'd say put them at the top of the column and then you want to make some lines. I don't recommend doing more than 3 initially because you want to be able to focus. You initially want to focus on one and then maybe focus on the next one. But you really want to write this down. And then underneath that, each column, you can go ahead and brainstorm this. Go ahead and think through what's their demographic, what's their psychographic. Because as you move through this, you'll begin to understand better how to market to those people. Let me give you another example because I really want to help you get your target market outlined and get your columns set up. So let's say you want to start a business where you want to help high school students get into the best college for them. Your target market might be high schools. You may also have another micro market that's parents. And you can go even further and break down your high schools into private schools or public schools. That being said, you have private high schools, public high schools, parents. And from there, we want to talk about the demographics of those people, of that group of people. So, for example, with a public school, you might look for a specific number of students in that public school. Or same for the private school. You may know that, well, if they have 400 graduating seniors, they may need some help if they only have one counselor. So you're looking at certain demographics for those particular high schools. And there may be other demographics that you look at, geographic location, gender may not matter, but you may want to help female students or you may want to help male students. That's completely up to you. It's your business. But you can also look at the parents. What are their demographics? You may decide that you want to target households of a certain income. You might want to target households in a certain area. Of course, you're going to want to target households that have high school students. They don't necessarily have to be seniors. You might just be looking for households that have high school freshmen. Maybe it's better to catch them as a freshman. You can do more work there. So those are just examples of the demographics for those micro target markets. And then you can go even farther and determine their psychographics. So let's talk about the parent. Obviously, you want a parent that wants their kid to go to college. They value that. That's what they desire. And then you need the parent who is willing to spend the money to do that. They may have the income, but they have to also be willing to spend the money. So those are the pieces that you're looking for when you're creating this target market and breaking it down into their demographics and their psychographics. So this is how you begin to assess and dive deep into the people you're serving and the people you're solving problems for. As I work here on this podcast, with Become Your Own Boss, I pretty much have 3 groups that I'm aiming to reach. Those of you who are new to business, those of you who are perhaps currently side hustlers aiming to make your side hustle your main hustle, like I did some years ago. And lastly, those of you who are early stage business owners, meaning you're new into business. You may have been in business 5 years or less, and your goal is to sustain your business for the long term. You may not have a business background, but you found yourself in business and you need some help to sustain and not feel alone. That's what this podcast is for. That is what I'm here for. You all are my target market. So in essence, determining your target market sets the stage for a deeper exploration into demographics and psychographics. I hope this all makes sense, but if for some reason it doesn't, feel free to email me. My email address is super easy. It's monica@monicaallen.com, and I will answer any questions you have. But once you do this deeper dive, this approach ensures that your business strategies are aligned with the needs of your target audience because you know them, you feel them. One of the things with Ethan and I, because we were the target market when we started Stuff for Greeks, we knew our desires. We knew the demographics. We knew the values. It was easy for us to come up with marketing ideas and thoughtful ways to reach our people because they were our people. Taking the time to do this will allow you to align the needs of your target audience from a broad perspective down to the specifics, thus maximizing your chances for success. That is what I'm going to leave you with today. Just a little bit of homework. Take a moment to sit down and think through your target market and think through their demographics and psychographics. You can create those columns I talked about earlier. And again, if you need any help, email me, monica@monicaallen.com. Thanks for joining me today. I am grateful for you. Remember to take a moment to rate, subscribe, and share the podcast. Also, don't forget to take a moment to join the Become Your Own Boss Facebook group. I would love for that group to be a place where we can connect, we can ask questions, we can share experiences, and allow us to learn more about each other's businesses and our goals for our business. So you can find the link in the show notes to join the Become Your Own Boss Facebook group. And remember, now is the time. Now is the time to level up, leave a legacy, and become your own boss.